Thank you for Thank you for joining me for episode 13 of the Nocturnal Disney Podcast on September 29th, 2018. My name is Brice. I appreciate you listening. If you want to join in our discussion, you can join us on Facebook. Just search the Nocturnal Disney Podcast and search our little group. You can email me at my new email, brice@nocturnaldisneypodcast.com. That's BRICE @nocturnaldisneypodcast.com. That's BRICE @nocturnaldisneypodcast.com. And you can say something very quick to me on Twitter at Disney Nocturnal. You can also find me on Instagram at the Nocturnal Disney Podcast, all separated by underscores. So let's take care of some real quick house cleaning. I've wanted to add some more structure to the show, and I'm going to try that tonight. We're going to talk about entertainment news, movies, TV, that kind of thing. From there, going to park news. After that, resort news. And finally, the feature presentation, right? I'm going to test this layout for the next few weeks and see how it goes. Let me know what you think of it. I am genuinely interested. I want to give the best show that I can for you guys, so, who better to ask? Also, I want to start a segment where we as a community can give tips to each other and make it so that people go. Also, I want to start a segment where we as a community can give tips to each other to make going to the parks as much fun for first-timers as it is for the veterans. You know what I'm saying? So, if you have a tip, please email me. Please email that to me at brice@nocturnaldisneypodcast.com. Again, that is BRICE @nocturnaldisneypodcast.com. I'm trying to figure out how to get people to be able to call in on Skype or something where I can record them and put them on the show. That way you can give the tip yourself. Also, if you have a question about the parks or anything like that, email me as well. I've been going to the park for 3 decades now. I've been there in almost every situation with every type of person. So I have a lot of information in my head. And if your question does get used, I'll mail you out a free decaler magnet as a way to say thank you. Enough of all that, though. Tonight, we're going to be talking about The Incredibles 2, trailers that dropped. We got some surprising news from Bob Iger and Star Wars, the bloodbath that is going to be this Saturday, the bloodbath that is going to have been today, and to end out the evening, we're going to do a breakdown of the different pavilions we're going to be doing a breakdown of the different pavilions at this year's Food and Wine Festival. But for now, let's just jump into it. Let's talk about movie news right off the bat. This week. Winnie the Pooh movies are movies that never really blow the doors off theaters. I've always loved them, but they're not for everybody. I didn't expect Christopher Robin to explode the box office, but so far it's made $143 million. That's awesome. That's double its production budget, so it's definitely profitable, which makes me happy because hopefully we'll get some more movies from the Winnie the Pooh franchise, because the more that bear can speak to people, the more it makes me smile. After I saw Incredibles 2, I had nothing but good things to say about it. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing I said I wanted more of was Auntie Edna and Baby Jack Jack together. More precisely, I said play clip from the Moment After podcast of The Incredibles 2. Here's the thing. I still want to see that. Well, lucky me. That's exactly what we're going to be able to see. That whole scene is going to be a bonus feature on the Blu-ray. Does it feel derivative of Jack Jack Attack from The Incredibles 1? Yeah, of course it does. And that's fair, but that's also okay. But that's also okay. I mean, to be fair, Incredibles 2 had a lot of similar story beats to The Incredibles. So to have Jack Jack Attack, but with Edna, it's gonna be fun. Plus, I think Edna is gonna be able to handle Jack Jack a lot better than Kari ever was. I think this is gonna be interesting. I haven't had the chance to sit down and watch the 2017 reboot of the DuckTales, but what I have seen of it, I have enjoyed, right? I've loved Uncle Scrooge. I've loved Uncle Scrooge and everyone since the original show came back out in the 90s. Since people love Disney Afternoon like crazy, and quite honestly, I'm kind of surprised at how many people love the Disney Afternoon. Disney released a number of the shows on DVD compilations. They released DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, Quack Pack, Gargoyles, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Goof Troop, all of them. All of them, all on DVDs. But they would never actually give you the complete set. And that is super aggravating. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Darkwing Duck has 2 volumes out right now. And it has 30 episodes across the 2 volumes. But, Brice, doesn't Darkwing Duck have a lot more than 30 episodes? Yeah, it does. It had a lot more. 39 more, in fact. It kind of sucks. I've talked at nauseum about how much I love Darkwing Duck, but I can't own all the episodes on DVD. Why? Disney's just being obnoxious. They've released them all digitally. Thing is, they did this with all of those shows I mentioned. Chip and Dale are missing 14 episodes. Gargoyles is missing 13 episodes. Goof Troop's missing 24. This is usually a pretty sore subject for people, and this is usually a pretty sore subject for anyone who likes the Disney afternoon shows. But I bring us reason for rejoicing, my friends. Disney announced today that they are going to be finishing off the last 25 episodes of DuckTales, and they're putting them in a proper volume. Huzzah! This is huge in my opinion. I'm very happy at the thought of being able to finish off the DuckTales. Collection, but even more so, I am happy. I'm very happy at the thought of being able to finish the DuckTales. I'm very happy at the thought of being able to finish the DuckTales compilation. You know what I'm saying? Being able to watch the show from the start to the very finish. I'm even more excited about the possibility of them finishing off the rest of the Disney afternoon shows. They very well might be testing to see how this goes. I mean, who knows? I might be getting those last 39 episodes of Darkwing Duck. It'd make me very, very happy. You know, when I was younger, I never really paid much attention to scores in movies. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't Jurassic Park, then honestly, I had no interest in it. Granted, I knew the famous ones, March of the Raiders. Granted, I knew the famous ones, March of the Raiders, E.T., Jaws, The Imperial March. Outside of those, though, the scores just never captured my attention. And once I got a little bit older, though, I started to see how important scores were to movies. Jurassic Park is still my favorite score, but I know a lot of people love John Williams, and more importantly, they love his Star Wars music. Now, as well they should. It's great. It's not Jurassic Park, but it is very good. After John Williams, my favorite composer is Michael Giacchino. After John Williams, my favorite composer is Michael Giacchino. Since 1995, he's worked on 26 Disney and Pixar movies. My favorites have been Ratatouille, Inside Out, and The Incredibles. All his music sounds different, and it's all really, really catchy. Well, the rumor going around right now is that Williams and Giacchino are gonna come together to write music for Galaxy's Edge, which is fantastic news. Again, if it's true, Giacchino's already worked on a Star Wars project. He did Rogue One, and I really like the movie in general, but even people who didn't like the movie did come out and say that the music was excellent. He's just got this way about him where he can still pay homage to the original, but still make it his own. He did that with Star Wars. He did it with Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. And you gotta respect that. So it looks like we're gonna be getting some awesome new music for Galaxy's Edge. But honestly, did you really expect anything less? Disney is going all out on this new area. It's Star Wars, especially if the rumors are true. Disney is going all out on this new area, especially if Disney is going all out with this whole area, especially if the other rumors are true about it linking up to your hotel. That would be phenomenal. And in the vein of Star Wars, I'm going to read you guys something. I made the timing decision, and as I look back, I made the mistake. And as I look back, I think the mistake that I made, I take the blame, was a little too much too fast. You can expect some slowdown, but that doesn't mean we're not going to make films. J.J. Abrams is busy making Episode 9. We have creative entities including Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss who are developing sagas of their own, which we haven't been specific about. And we are just at the point where we're going to start making decisions about what comes next after JJ's. But I think we're going to be a little bit more careful about volume and timing. But the buck stops here on that. So Disney is slowing things down. That was Bob Iger. Iger said that they're still going to be making films. Obviously, that's great news. He specifically mentions J.J. Abrams and the Game of Thrones guys. He specifically mentions J.J. Abrams and the Game of Thrones guys, but no mention of Rian Johnson's trilogy. I mean, honestly, I was surprised that they even asked him to do a trilogy because of how divisive The Last Jedi was. I had people telling me that they weren't going to watch Star Wars anymore because of it. Bob Iger mentions that they bit off more than they could chew. He's a kid with a new toy and he wants to play with it as much as possible. So I understand why he's making all these movies. Plus, they spent $4 billion on Lucasfilms and have done nothing with it aside from Star Wars. So obviously they want to make their money back. Now, what I'm curious about is how this is going to affect the Boba Fett movie. Are they going to shelve that entirely? Are they going to put that behind an Obi-Wan movie? Are they going to roll the two movies into one so that you're not having as many movies coming out? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Tim Allen is Buzz Lightyear. Even more than the Toolman, he is Buzz to me. He was on the talk, and they were asking him about Toy Story 4. They asked him if he was working on the fourth one yet, and he said this: "Yes, I gotta resist getting emotional. I don't want to give it away, but this is an incredibly great story. It is so emotional, it's so funny, it's so big. The idea they've come up with, I'm startled." I couldn't even get through the last scene. I would love to be a Washington leaker. I just can't do it. I can't give any more away. They've got great characters, but a couple of the scenes toward the end were really hard to get through. That is wonderful to hear. Granted, it's a guy from a movie promoting the movie that he's going to be in, but it's still great to hear. It makes me so happy, right? We'll finish the movie It makes me so happy, right? I mean, I was really nervous about a Toy Story 4. I mean, the Toy Story 3 movie it was a perfect ending. It wrapped everything up. Kids my age and kids in my generation, we grew up with Andy. As Andy was playing with his toys in the first one, so were we. When Toy Story 2 came out, we were a little bit older, but we were still playing with our toys. Toy Story 3 came out. Man, it was devastating. It was such a sad movie. It's one of the few movies that ever made me cry. It is so sad when Andy is giving his toys away because you can tell he still cares about them. And so when you have nearly a perfect trilogy, do you really want to come in and add a fourth one to that? Personally, I feel like you're tempting fate a little bit, but that's me. So, moving on. We'll finish off the movie news tonight with some trailers. Ralph Breaks the Internet released probably its last trailer, and we'll get some TV spots from it, but as far as trailers goes, this is probably going to be it. I was a little worried about this because with the memes and whatnot, I mean, it could easily date itself. It could really quickly jump into like emoji movie territory, and I do not want that for Wreck-It Ralph. It's been one of my favorite properties to come out since the Renaissance, really. One thing I was surprised with by the first one, it had heart. It gets really emotional in parts. in that scene where Ralph has to wreck Vanellope's car, that movie is not supposed to be that emotional. That movie is not supposed to be that emotional. It had no business being that emotional, and yet it went there, and it handled it, and most importantly, it handled it really, really well. It didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like, here's the message of the movie. It felt natural. It felt earned. And it felt good. And I'm really happy because this trailer, it feels like it's going to veer off more into the emotional part sometimes. And honestly, I say bring it on. We actually find out why Ralph and Vanellope go into the internet, and it's to fix her game. And I didn't even think about this, though. We actually find out why Ralph and Vanellope go into the internet, and it's to fix her game. And one thing I didn't think about, though, through all of the other trailers, when I watched this one and I saw Vanellope running out of the Sugar Rush game, my immediate thought was, no, she's a glitch. She can't leave her game. But then I remembered that I was stupid, and they fixed that in the last movie. It was the whole point of the last movie. Just like the last trailer, the scene that plays after the title card made me laugh so hard. They go to the dark web, which looks like the slums, and I love that. The "your neck of the face" line had me cracking up. It literally fell out of the chair. It was really funny. So we had that in this trailer. We had the exploding bunny in the first. In the second trailer, we got the princess room. So we had that in this trailer. We had the exploding bunny in the first trailer. And in the second one, we had the princess room. All three of those scenes made me laugh hysterically. I really hope that these aren't the only funny parts of this movie. If they're not, this movie is going to be super funny. They also released a new poster with a bunch of characters standing in the Wi-Fi logo, and it looks really nice. You have Ralph and Vanellope in the circle at the bottom. Then you have all the princesses in the first line, and the second line is full of secondary characters, and the third line is full of like me-looking characters. It's a cute poster. I won't buy it, but it's cute. We also had the trailer for Captain Marvel drop, and I checked it out. It was interesting enough. Two things stood out to me. One, the fact Nick Fury has both of his eyes. That is really interesting to me. That's very cool. And the Blockbuster Video. Everyone's talking about Blockbuster Video. I doubt it's going to make more than a little... I doubt that it's going to make little more than an appearance in the movie. But hey, it's something that's cool that's in there. This is a teaser trailer, so there isn't a whole heck of a lot to talk about here. The trailer isn't very exciting. I mean, I'll be honest. I feel like they felt like it was, but it just didn't hit for me. I'm interested in it in that it's a Marvel movie, and I like Marvel movies, and I've seen all of them in theaters, but I'm not chomping at the bit to see it. I hope the next trailer grabs me more a little bit. I hope the next trailer grabs me more than this one did. I mean, then again, though, Marvel hasn't been putting out knockout trailers. Black Panther was awesome. I loved that movie, and the marketing was abysmal. It failed at every opportunity for me. I was not interested. Again, Had it not been a Marvel movie, I probably wouldn't have gone to see it. But I did, and it was awesome, and it had nothing to do with the trailers because those sucked. So I hope that they don't do the same thing with Captain Marvel. Because unlike Black Panther, I think Captain Marvel is an even lesser known character, so less people, I think, will be inclined to go see the movie. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about a real trailer. Mary Poppins Returns. This, my friends, is a trailer. Holy cow. I love this trailer. I've always liked Mary Poppins, but I never put it in the same category as like The Lion King or Beauty and the Beast or Aladdin. I never put it in like a classic category, you know? And I liked it. That was it. I was happy having one movie, but they were going to do a second one, so I was interested. And I got to tell you, after seeing this trailer, I am stupid excited for this movie. Emily Blunt is a knockout as Mary. If we can't go back in time and bring back a young Julie Andrews, Emily Blunt's going to do the job. She's awesome. Plus, that girl can sing, man, and sing really well. Now, I know not everyone loved Into the Woods. I quite enjoyed it, but that was me. But she was excellent in that movie. We got to hear Lin-Manuel Miranda speak. Now, I was wondering if they were going to make him a character like an American transplant into London, or if they were going to make him English. They made him English. His accent sounds fine, but I do want to hear him sing with an English accent. That's different. We got some story beats. We know that Michael's wife is dead, and that seems to have made him more like his father, so Mary's come back to correct him. The best part of this trailer is when they go into the 2D painting. It was kind of funny, too, because in the first one, when Mary takes them into the chalk art, she does it very nonchalantly, like, yes, of course, I do this all the time. Don't be ridiculous. Stop acting like it's something impressive. I do this all of the time. Emily Blunt looks like she is genuinely excited for whatever is about to happen. And that makes me very happy, because let's be honest, when people are excited for something, you become excited for that something as well. I mean, that's just how it works. Here's the thing. Mary Poppins is coming out alongside Aquaman. It's coming out alongside Bumblebee. It's coming out alongside Alita Battle Angel. And as big of a fan as I am of comic books, DC in particular, and manga and anime and all of that, I will be seeing Mary Poppins first. And if Mary Poppins is good, I might go back and see it before I go see Alita Battle Angel. Because, I gotta be honest, I really don't care about that movie. It doesn't look good to me, but that's not why we're here. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about how awesome the Mary Poppins trailer is. And I believe I've done that. So there we go. Play Park News Bumper. I'm not a smoker. In fact, it kills me. I'm very sensitive to it. I mean, believe me, when there's a smoker or a vapor, believe me, when there's a smoker or a vapor, believe me, when there's a smoker or a guy with a vape stick near me, I get an immediate headache. It sucks. So when there's a change in the smoking areas in the parks, that is very important to me. And there's been and there has been a change over at Magic Kingdom. There used to be a smoking area on the east side of the castle, leading down to where Merida is. They took that one out, and now the 3 spots that you can smoke in the Magic Kingdom are at the front of the park near the ferry boats, in between the bathrooms in Space Mountain where the cabanas used to be, and across the path from the exit of Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Again, as a person who has smoke affect them very harshly, this is very good news. Now, on a little bit of a downer side, if you're a fan of Rafiki's Planet Watch, I recommend you go there pretty quick, because as of September 29th, all the character meet and greets are going to be stopping there. And then on October 21st, the area is going to be closing down completely, permanently. They're going to keep the vet area back there, but it's not going to be open to guests. Personally, this doesn't hurt me all that much. I mean, I've been back there a few times, but I never loved the area. I did like that listening area, though. You go into a little room, put some headphones on, and listen to jungle sounds. I gotta tell you, if you ever needed to take a nap, and I don't say this in a derogatory way, it was just so relaxing to go in there because it was dark. The headphones were noise canceling. All you had was the jungle noises. If you closed your eyes, you could easily drift off to sleep. I mean, I liked it a lot. And it seemed like I liked it a lot. I liked the listening thing, like I said, a lot. It seemed like a pretty big tract of land, though. I mean, maybe they're gearing up to do a major renovation over at Animal Kingdom. And I've seen rumors that a Bug's Life land is going to be coming over here, but I don't know. I don't feel like it's going to be a thing. I mean, it never got really big praise over in Disneyland, and I mean, who knows, it never got really big praise over in Disneyland. Maybe they want to bring more of a childish feel over to Animal Kingdom, an area for them. Maybe. But with the fact of the vet areas staying there, and then it's going to be closed down to guests, I doubt it. And now for this week's Hidden Mickey Hunt. In Conservation Station lives a mural. The A-scene you'll feel is a cure-all. In Conservation Station lives a mural. The AC you'll feel is a cure-all. In the owl's eyes, 3 circles reside, and you'll see 2 because they are plural. In the same vein as character meet and greet stopping out on Rafiki's Planet Watch on the 29th, Star-Lord and Groot have to get out of one man's dream because they got to get back with the rest of the Guardians, and they will no longer be available. In the same vein as character meet and greet stopping out at Rafiki's Planet Watch on the 29th, Star-Lord and Groot actually have to get out of one man's dream and go meet up with the rest of the Guardians because they will no longer be available at Hollywood Studios. They're actually going to be putting Mike and Sully from Monsters, Inc. in that spot, so it's not going to be empty. Now, this makes me sadder than Planet Watch, honestly. I just took Jamie in there. I just took Jamie in to meet them, and the last time we went up there, she had bought a Groot shirt at Comic-Con and was wearing it, so they thought it was appropriate. I just took Jamie in there to meet them the last time we were up there. She had bought a Groot shirt at Comic-Con when we were up there. She had bought a Groot shirt at Comic-Con, and she was wearing it while we were up there. thought it was appropriate. She thinks baby Groot is super cute, so she was losing her mind. It's really funny. It's just a really fun meet and greet, and I hope Mike and Sully are just as interactive. But I mean, judging from Star-Lord and Groot, I can only imagine that they would be. The 29th, bloody 29th. Saturday, bloody Saturday. Jiminy crickets. On the 29th, it's just a purge day. Saturday, bloody Saturday. The 29th is just going to be a purge day. No more meet and greets at Rafiki's Planet Watch. Star-Lord and Groot are going to be gone. And Star Wars A Galaxy Far, Far Away is done for 5 weeks. Okay? There's concrete work that needs to be done, so it's just getting out of the way. It'll be back at the beginning of November, though, supposedly. Here's the thing. What if it doesn't come back? I mean, honestly, it's not a very good or beloved show, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they'll take this time to retool it. Change it up a little bit. Or who knows, maybe they just redo the show entirely, do something completely different, and then on November, boom, drop it in there. It could be an easy way to get practice time and get the actors ready for the new show. There's been rumors swirling around the internet for years now saying, oh, Illuminations is going to close soon. It's super close to closing. There's no way it can stay open any longer. This and that. This, though, comes from Disney. From now until the fall of 2019, Illuminations is going to play like normal. But that's when it ends. The fall welcomes in dried leaves, pumpkin spice, and a brand new nighttime show over at Epcot. I gotta tell you, this makes me super happy. I remember when Wishes was leaving. Honestly, I was really bummed. I liked Wishes a lot. But the new show's really good. I really enjoy it. The image mapping on the castle is unbelievable. It is really, really cool. But I never felt like that with Illuminations. I thought it was fine. Honestly, I thought it was kind of boring, which is odd for a fireworks show. But I will say though, obviously, I loved the intro for it. But other than that, it's just not my favorite. They didn't give us any idea or any details on the new show, but change is coming, and I'm excited. Play the feature presentation bumper. Fall really is the best season. People love summer, forget summer. Fall typically looks awesome, and that's really cool. The humidity plummets, and I love that. Plus, every Thanksgiving, I go camping with friends, and that's just a highlight of my life. And that's just a highlight of my year. So that's really great. Plus, I like to buy new Christmas ornaments to hang in my car every year. Not to mention, we have Food and Wine Festival going on, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight. This week, I'll tell you what I'm excited about. So what I'm going to do is this week I'm going to break down the first half of the menu. Next week I'll do the second half of the menu, and then the third week I'll give my review of the whole festival. So let's just jump into it. The first booth that they have is going to be Active Eats. And for me, I've had the loaded mac and cheese before, and it is stupendous. It is really very good. But in the sense of adventure, and, just the thought of trying new stuff, what I'm going to try is the spice-crusted Verlasso salmon with warm lentil power salad. I was never a huge fan of seafood when I was younger. However, and I don't know when it changed, but I love seafood now. I crush salmon salads, put some shrimp in there with almond slices and orange slices. I'll eat that all week. Literally, I've done it, and I'm planning on doing it next week. So that sounds very good to me. It also comes with crushed avocado and sherry vinegar. It sounds delightful. Next up is Africa, and I have to do my utmost not to get the Berber-style beef tenderloin tips here. I got those last year, I got them the year before that, and they are bloody outstanding. They are so, so good. However, again, in the thought of broadening my horizons, I'm going to go with a spicy Ethiopian red lentil stew. I love lentil stew. It is the only thing I like from Carrabba's. Otherwise, I hate that restaurant. I think it's disgusting. But their lentil stew is stupendous. Oh, I see what I did there? That was an accident. But and I have tried to make it, and it is very, very difficult. So anybody who can make lentils and make them well, my hat is off to you. Moving right along to the Almond Orchard, hosted by Blue Diamond Almond Brice. Well, I know I don't like hummus, so I'm going to stay away from that. Spinach and artichoke dip, that seems very safe to me. So I am going to go with banana almond soft-served sundae with fresh berries and chocolate almond streusel. Who doesn't love dessert? I mean, honestly. Not only that, who doesn't love banana-flavored dessert? Honestly. Who doesn't love chocolate and streusel with their dessert? I love all of that stuff. I am in. I'm trying that. Next up, we have Australia. And last year, I'll be honest, I was planning on getting the lamb, and I backed off it. I was nervous, to be honest. It's very difficult to make lamb. It's very difficult to make lamb properly in ideal conditions. I felt like it would be very, 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 very difficult to make lamb in less than perfect conditions. Like in a booth. So I said no, and I opted to go with the shrimp. But, honestly, last year, on my way out, I was hearing some pretty good things about this. I was hearing some pretty good things about the lamb, so this year, I'm going to try it. In Belgium, we have waffles, of course. But me, gonna go away from the... But again, going away from the common fare. A waffle is a waffle. Granted, some of them are more fluffy, some of them do taste better. However, I've had a waffle. I'm good. What I haven't had is beer braised beef served with smoked Gouda mashed potatoes. Take my money, take my money. That sounds phenomenal. I love cooking steak. I love cooking meat, and honestly, I feel like I'm fairly good at it. I'm always on the lookout to try marinating meat in different flavors and different liquids and different things. For whatever reason, I've never tried beer. And I like beer. Granted, I like sour beer, so I don't necessarily know if that's what I want my beef to taste like, is sour. I feel like that might be a little off-putting. However, beer braised beef sounds tremendous, and I cannot wait to try it. Next up, we have Brazil. Now, Brazil is home of the Brazilian cheese bread. Now, I must tell you, I had this last year. And it changed my life. If you think that the cheddar cheese biscuits from Red Lobster are good, and you enjoy those, don't get this cheese bread. Because this cheese bread is much better than Red Lobster's cheese bread. Cheese bread. And it will make you dislike the Red Lobster cheese bread. I don't want that to happen for you. You can't get this Brazilian cheese bread all the time. This is just a fair warning. However, if you do decide to brave it and take the chance, you will be pleasantly surprised, because it is amazing. It is truly outstanding. And I'll be getting that again just because I love it, but I think what I want to try here is the Brazilian seafood stew. It's got scallops, shrimp, whitefish, and coconut lime sauce and steamed rice. I like all of that except for scallops. I'll be honest, the texture of scallops kind of freaks me out a little bit. So if it's not cooked properly, it could be disastrous and put me off the rest of my day. I will give it a shot, though. I must be brave. and I'll test it out. Now see, here's the thing. When you go to Food and Wine Festival for a while, you come to realize what places have what. And Canada is up next. And I can't be adventurous here because I've had literally everything that they put out. They have a cheddar cheese and bacon soup, and it's served with a pretzel roll. And they have a filet mignon with truffle butter sauce. If you overcook a filet mignon, you have ruined this piece of beef. If it is medium, you have overcooked a filet mignon. You have ruined that piece of beef. And I weep for every piece of beef that is ruined at the Food and Wine Festival. Because there are. Now, sometimes you get lucky and you get just the perfect steak. Other times, it's a little bit grayer throughout. Now, if that's the case, it's still a filet mignon. You're not going to hate it, but it's not going to be as good as you can get it. Now, the thing here that is 100%, it's a knockout every time, is that cheddar cheese and bacon soup. I have had this at every single Food and Wine Festival I have ever been to. It's soup, it's cheese, it's bacon. How can you go wrong with that? Now, remember back when I was saying you can't really be adventurous here? Going to the Food and Wine Festival as much as I do, I've come to determine going to the Food and Wine Festival as much as I do, I have decided that I want to try to combine foods. I want to take the cheddar cheese biscuit from Brazil and take it over to Canada and get a bowl of cheddar cheese soup, dunk it, and put it in my mouth. It sounds like it will blow my mind. I don't know that I should eat that, but it sounds like it will be absolutely incredible. And if I survive, I will let you know. Next up, we got the Cheese Studio. And they have stuff here like stroganoff and a cheese trio. That's cute. The main thing that I want to try here is the maple bourbon bonsoir. The maple bourbon boursin cheesecake with maple bourbon cream. I love dessert. I'm a bigger guy. If you see me, like, yeah, that guy likes dessert. I also like booze. I like the thought of being able to have booze while I have dessert. People always ask me to make rum cake, and I do, happily, because I love rum cake. When I go camping every year, I bring spiced rum pumpkin bread. And that is very, 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 very good. I also bring lemon bread with lemon rum. Delicious. But that's not why we're here. We are here to talk about... But that is not why we're here. We are here to talk about the bourbon cheesecake. I cannot wait to try this. I never thought about putting bourbon in cheesecake, and now that I have, I don't think that I'll be able to rest until I try it. So, here's hoping I get to try it soon. We're going to jump across the lake over to China now. And typically here, I would get the chicken dumplings with Chinese slaw. I've had that a lot. I get that commonly. I think it's delicious. And honestly, this year I was a little torn because I didn't want to get dumplings again. You know, they're pot stickers, essentially, is what they are. And I like them, but I wanted to widen out. Like I said, that's the whole point of this festival, is to widen out, right? So, I could have tried the black pepper shrimp with garlic noodle. That seems very straightforward. Pepper shrimp and garlic noodle, done. I can make that at my house. But then they had the roasted duck on the bayou bun. and I like duck. I like duck a lot. Matter of fact, I had duck with my mother. I split it with her when I went to Miramoto, Asia. Hands down, the best meal I have ever had in Disney Springs. Here's the thing. Because that was so good, I didn't want to get the duck from a booth. I know they have very good chefs in there making the food, but still, I was just like, listen, I had it at Morimoto Asia. You're not going to beat it. You're not. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to go with the pancake with beef. I've never had chicken with waffles. Jamie swears by it. She thinks it's delicious. I had the Lay's potato chip flavor of it, and I thought it was disgusting. Just thinking about it now gives me the willies. It's really, really gross. So I've never had chicken and waffles. I can only assume that pancake with beef is like the same situation, the same like flavor profile. But I'm still curious, and so I'm going to try it. See what happens. After we hit China, we're going to bounce back over to near the China. After we hit China, we're going to bounce back over near the cheese studio, go to the chocolate studio. We have two options here. We have liquid nitro chocolate and sweet dark chocolate raspberry tart topped with whipped cream. I will never, ever, ever get the sweet dark chocolate raspberry tart with whipped cream as long as I live, as long as the liquid nitro chocolate almond truffle with warm whiskey caramel is there. Last year, it was my favorite thing at the festival. I thought it was delicious. I thought it was uncalled for. It was so good. It really had no business being as good as it was. And it's really cool to see them make it because they freeze it right in front of you. It was really awesome. I loved it. It tastes amazing. Again, like I said, I'm a guy who likes to combine alcohol with his food. Warm whiskey caramel. Mwah. I've made that a few times. It is really good anytime and every time. If you haven't had it, find a recipe and treat yourself. Or better yet, go get this thing from the Food and Wine Festival. It is tremendous. Moving right along, Coastal Eats is next. Like I said, Food and Wine for me is all about widening out, trying things you've never wanted to have before. So, again, I'm going to go with the seared scallops with roasted corn, butterbean succotash, and chili chipotle butter sauce. It's scallops, man. They freak me out, and they're seared. Oh, they're seared. Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be good or not. I hope they are, obviously. And I feel like they wouldn't make the menu if they weren't good. You know what I'm saying? So, here's hoping they're delicious. We'll just move on from there. Up next, we have Flavors from the Fire. What better thing can you get from a grill than steak? What better thing can you get from a grill than a steak covered in chimichurri sauce? I agree. Charred chimichurri skirt steak and smoked corn And charred chimichurri skirt skate. Charred chimichurri skirt skate. Charred chimichurri skirt steak on a smoked corn cake with pickled vegetable slaw and cilantro aioli. You are gonna be in my mouth. That sounds delicious. And I hope I can eat you. Honestly, I was sold a chimichurri. For a long time, my favorite thing was the beef skewer covered in chimichurri sauce. For a long time at the festival, my favorite thing at the festival was the steak skewer covered in chimichurri sauce from Patagonia. Mwah. Good on you. Unfortunately, you fall into the chocolate nitro, but I might have found another one. Charred chimichurri skirt steak. Here I come. Charred chimichurri skirt steak. Charred chimichurri skirt steak. Charred chimichurri skirt steak. Here I come. France. Oh, France. You magnificent, magnificent city, you. I will never eat escargot. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. I've had creme brulee. I gotta tell you, I hate it. It's disgusting. It freaks me out. It looks like it's supposed to be hot. It's ice cold. Bitterly cold. Like ice cream. I did not like it. I've been told that that's not how it's supposed to be. That's how it was served to me. I could not stomach it. It just, visually, it didn't look right. It'd be like if you were looking at a steak and all you could taste was shrimp. It was weird. So for me, I will not be trying to pronounce French, but I will be having the beer braised beef with bacon, onion, and mashed potatoes. I am very sad that they took the red wine braised beef off the menu. However, like I said, booze, food, I'm in. Beer braised beef, here we come. Next up is Germany. And Germany is a weird place for me because I love bratwurst. I love bratwurst a lot. And I love pretzels. So to have the idea of essentially a bratwurst hot dog shoved into a pretzel bun, it's tantalizing to me. However, I don't think that I could really say, oh, I'm widening out if I got that, right? I'm going to have to go with the pasta gratin with ham, onions, and cheese. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what pasta gratin is. It's pasta. It can't be terrible, you know? Not only that, but ham, onions, and cheese, that's a winning combination no matter who's making it. So, that being said, that's what I'm getting. Ha! That sounds really good. Next up, and our last for the evening, is Hawaii. Kahlua pork slider with sweet and sour Dole pineapple chutney and spicy mayonnaise. Take the mayonnaise off, and that sounds like a perfect meal to me. However, I had that last year, and it was quite good. But, again, in the sense of widening out, the grilled tuna tataki with seaweed salad, pickled cucumbers, and wasabi cream. Here I come. I love seared tuna. It is really, really good. Seared tuna was actually my foray into sushi. Seared tuna was actually my foray into sushi. It was like a gateway sushi, if you will. Wasn't quite raw, but it wasn't quite cooked yet either. It was okay. And it was really, really good. Matter of fact, I make it at my house now often. So to try seared tuna, so it's not like I'm widening out with the tuna, but with the seaweed salad, the pickled cucumbers, and the wasabi cream, I think all those flavors coming together are going to be something like I've never had before, so I'm really excited about it. And that's the end. For this week, anyway. I wanted to thank you all for listening. You can find me on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, and SoundCloud. You can also find me on Digifox Studios' new network, the Fox Playbox. Just type in foxplaybox.com, and you can find all the shows in our network. If you would be so kind as to like, favorite, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. It does help me get up through the ranks so more people can find my show. Now, I am going to have more Facebook duels. I am going to have more Disney duels, but in this interim of me trying to rearrange my show a little bit, it's a lot to work on, so I'm just going to forego that for right now. And that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you so much for listening. I really do appreciate it. And until next Saturday, this is Brice saying have a good night and may all your endings be happy. And, well, you know the rest. Our world is changing rapidly, and we have a tremendous opportunity to think. God damn it, man. Come on, Brice. Our world is changing rapidly, and we have a tremendous opportunity to rethink how we power the world and create a better, more prosperous future for everyone. At Cummins, we know there is not a one-size-fits-all power solution for every job. We believe that energy diversity will power our future. As a result, our goal is to provide our customers with a portfolio of power solutions. From our market-leading diesel to a broad range of electrified power options like hybrid, full battery electric, and fuel cell electric. To lead the way in this new era of power, Cummins launched the brand new electrified power business segment. Our new electrified power business segment is the world's most well-funded startup, housed within a $20 billion company with a 100-year legacy. It's uniquely positioned to leverage the best of Cummins, while poised to think differently, remain agile, and push the boundaries of innovation in a rapidly changing environment. Our new electrified business segment is the world's most well-funded startup, housed within a $20 billion company with a 100-year legacy. It's uniquely positioned to leverage the best of Cummins, while poised to think differently, remain agile, and push the boundaries of innovation in a rapidly changing environment. Super Mud Clearing Treatment. Super Mud Clearing Treatment. How to make our #1 bestseller. Get a big kettle. Get a big kettle and fill it with water. That is one sexy kettle. Add in the K17 clay. It extracts excess sebum and add in the K17 clay. Add in the K17 clay. It extracts excess sebum oil and toxins. Stir in activated X charcoal. This extreme absorption carbon attracts toxins and dirt. Stir until sexy and smooth. Add in the Super 6 acid blend. Our powerful blend of 6 acids works on different layers of the skin, so you get the... Add in the Super 6 acid blend. Our powerful blend of 6 acids works on different layers of the skin, so you get the best of all worlds. Salicylic, mandelic, glycolic, pyruvic, tartic, and lactic acids. It's tea time. It's tea time. Teoxy eucalyptus. Brew eucalyptus leaves in hot water. The leaves deliver phytoactive. Brew eucalyptus leaves in hot water. The leaves deliver phytoactives into the formula. It's time to put it all together. Grab your iconic white jars. Fill with 50 grams of skin-clearing, pore-refining magic. Put a lid on it. Box time. Put a lid on it. Box time. Hello, sexy. And we're ready to ship. See you soon. Fill with 50 grams of skin-clearing, pore-refining magic. Put a lid on it. Box time. Hello, sexy. And we're ready to ship. See you soon. Put a lid on it. Box time. Hello, sexy. And we're ready to ship. See you soon.